All right, good morning. So we're holding Daf Chof Aleph on the base on the bottom. Just to review the sugya real quickly, dealing with an amazing sugya of Shveiferes. If the dam Niddah doesn't touch the woman at all, we learn from the word bipsara that has to touch her basar, and it doesn't. That's the sugya. La'alacha we paskin, Shulchan Aruch paskins, that she's not a Niddah. We had, the Gemara brought a machlokes Rebbe Eliezer and Chachamim, and they seem to say the same thing. Rebbe Eliezer says, B'fsara v'loi b'shafir v'loi b'chaticha. In other words, if there's an afterbirth that separates, creates a chatzitza between the dam and the woman, or the chaticha like we had, there's a mass that comes out, and inside the mass there's dam, she's tahar. And then a second later, Chachamim Moimrim, Ein ze dam Niddah, elo dam chaticha. So what's the machlokes there? So one explanation we had was, the machlokes is in a piece that has cracks in it. That Rebbe Eliezer holds that if the piece is smooth, she's tahar, including even a shveiferes, a tube. She's tahar, the dam didn't touch her. But if the piece has cracks in it, and there's dam in the cracks, then the dam touched her, and Mamela she's tummy. Chacham say no. Even if the dam touched her, that's not the natural way of dam to come out. In addition to dam touching somebody, it also has to come out naturally. It's not natural. And Mamela, even in that case, Chacham hold that she's tar. And now we're holding by the last line, Omar Abaye, B'shveiferes kuli am lo yipligid t'tahira. Now, Chachamim in that case also hold that if it's real dam, then she's tamei in a shveiferes. So Abaye says no. Shveiferes kuli am lo yipligid t'tahira. Even Chachamim admit that when it comes out through a tube and never touched her, everybody admits that she is tahar. Ki pligi b'chaticha, says Rashi, what type of chaticha? We're talking about chaticha with cracks, the palui pali one. Mar sovar darku shel isha lirois dam b'chaticha. The machlokes is in the chaticha, not in the shveiferes. Shveiferes, everybody agrees that she's tar. But in a piece that has cracks, Rebbe Eliezer holds darku shel isha lirois dam b'chaticha, so she is tamei, because that's normal for her to see it like that. U'masavar and Chachamim and dargu shlish l'rish dam chaticha. Memela, they say it's not dam Niddah, it's nothing. It has to do with the chaticha. Memela, she is tar. The machlokes is in the chaticha that has cracks in it. Rava Amar dekuli alma ein dargu shlish l'rish dam chaticha. No, everybody admits that this is not dam Niddah, because this is not how a woman sees dam. Dam flows out naturally. It doesn't attach itself to pieces when it comes out. And Memela, halachically, this is not dam Niddah. V'hacha, very interesting halacha. Rav is mechadash here. This dam that comes out that's not dam Niddah could perhaps be tamei. Anyways, it could have an avatuma, a tuma, nothing to do with Niddah. Why? Because it touched the uterus. And it touched the uterus, it has a halacha of avatuma, and as it comes out, it's metame the woman as if she touched an avatuma. So how long is she tamei for? Till the night. Avatuma, this substance, nothing to do with Niddah. It's like a sheretz coming out of her. Sheretz should be tamei for until the night.
Dead body.
Huh?
It's like a dead body.
A dead sheretz, a dead body would be tamei 7. I'm talking about a lesser tumah.
Same as if anybody would touch.
Yeah. Well, anybody that touches dam Niddah would be a problem also. We're not talking about Niddah here. This dam is not Niddah. But since it touched the uterus, it flips into a avatuma in terms of tamei, nothing to do with Niddah, and creates tumah to the woman. Whether the womb creates tumah, there is a savar isha tahira v'dam tamei. The woman is tar, but the dam coming out of her has a tumah of regular tumah. And memela, as it comes out, it touches her and makes her tamei for one day. Huh? Exactly. Very good. And nothing to do with her husband because she's not a niddah. Her husband is mutater. That's also another nekuda that I forgot to mention. I said that even when a woman has yemei tahara, she's mutter to her husband, but she still has tumah. You realize that? A woman, after she gives birth, let's say to a zachar, and she's tummy for 7 days, and then she has, I got to get used to this, these 3 seats, like vacant. She's like a tvul yom. So Mela, she's mutter to her husband, but she can't touch taharas and stuff like that. She's tar. We say she's 33 free days. She's tar to her husband, but not tar completely. Fine. Chacham say, look at the words. Ein zedam niddah eladam chaticha. What they're saying is, she's not tummy at all. There's no tumah at all, and memela, she's tar even for that day. A very interesting sugya. We just mentioned, halachically at least, that if the dam doesn't touch the woman herself, comes out b'shvei feres, l'chayra, according to most of the ways we learned, tar. The dam has to touch the woman. What about by a man? When he becomes a balkari, zera comes out, does it have to touch his body or not? What's the case? Haroya keri bekesa mau. If a person is able to extract the zera with a tool, yes, it sounds like something they did in Auschwitz or something. Kitzur, it's not something I recommend. But halachically, what's the halacha? He was able to extract zera. Does it make him tamei? The fact that zera came out of him. What's the shayla? Mi menu amar achmon adenofik mipsara. V'loi bekesam. Says that it should come out of him naturally, not through a tool. Maybe it means from him, it came out from him. Not like a woman. So just the fact that it came out of him, even without touching him, you become tamei. So maybe there's a distinction between a man and a woman in regard to tumah coming out of their body. Says the Gemara, there's a shear to carry. So that's very interesting. Why? Because when it comes to Niddah, there's no shear. When it comes to Ziva, there's no shear. Even the smallest drop of dam is metamer. Now the Gemara says, when it comes to carry, there's a shear. What's the shear? To cover the opening of his aver. It's a shear. So you hear what the Gemara is saying. If there's a tool inside, then it wasn't able to cover the opening. Now yes, Tosfos points out, on the tool itself, there's a lot of zera. Enough to cover the opening. But as it came out, it wasn't covering the opening, says Tosfos.
It's not a shear, it has to be mitzias.
Yeah, I guess. A shear slash mitzias. No, it is a shear. You'll see in a second it's a shear.
You just said that on the tool itself there is a shear. You said that when it's coming out, there's a shear.
No, that shear of piyama has to be when it comes out. And it can't be. You're being menair from the shear to happen because there's a tool there. Yeah, you'll see in the Gemara says that it's a shear and it makes a big nafkamina. If there's a shear or not a shear. Avi, can I have some water, please? It's not your fault. You're not mechuyev. Yeah, catheter, exactly. Yeah, it's a ma'aseh sheb'chol yom, I guess.
Bladder scope.
All that stuff. Kol anal.
Cystoscopy, right?
It's done. Bizmanenu. On purpose.
We check for STDs that way.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaro.
They have to check for bladder cancer. Am I right? STD in prisons.
Shem Yirachem.
With me as a form of punishment? No.
No, there's no form of punishment in America. But they have to know.
Yeah.
They have to know it's a medical procedure that must be done, whether you like it or not. Zog the Gemara. Listen to this, Rabbi Say. It's very interesting. There's the Gemara says there's two concepts. There's Re'iyah, when it comes to Tumah, there's Re'iyah and Negiyah. Re'iyah meaning that a woman has dam. Dam emerged from her. She's either a Niddah or a Zava. Keri emerged from him. He's a Zav or about Keri, let's say Zav is something else. It's a different consistency. But it emerged from him. That's how do you become Tameh? From we'll call it Riyah. Seeing it happens, it comes out. There's also Negiah. You take a dead mouse and you touch it. But they're two very different tumas. Says the Gemara, unbelievable. When I tell you that there's a shear in Keri, whatever that shear is, it has to cover the opening. Now I just went to a new category. Now I'm telling you that it's a category of Negiah, not of Re'iyah. You hear, Mendy? It's Murdik.
Hillel's on the plane.
On the plane he's able to do it?
Yeah.
Wow, the Wi-Fi works like that? Here, let's see. We have to show it to the video, whoever's watching. Somebody's watching on the plane right now.
I think they've taken off.
Okay, beautiful. See here, it's an unbelievable zach. What's going on here? Niddah again has no tumah, has no shear. That is a category A called Re'iyah. In Re'iyah, there's no shear. It could be as small as a chardal. There's no shear. From the fact that I tell you that a Baal Keri needs a shear, so you just took him out of the category of Re'iyah and you put him in the category of Negiah. He's in the category of touching. How does a Baal Keri become Tameh? Not because Zerah came out of him, but because the Zerah touched him. It's a very different thing. You hear? You're too busy with your coffee. You didn't have what's flying here. Yeah, you have. Okay. What? Yes. Now it's going to be a question. We're developing a question. Why? What's the question? So you're telling me the Negeya Havi. How am I telling you that he's a Tameh Negeya? Because you just told me, you established that there's a shear. If there's a shear, then it can't be a Riyah, because Riyah, says Rashi, we never found anywhere in the world. There's only like 3 Riyahs, basically, Niddah, Zava, and a Zav. But in all those 3 things, there's no shear. So the fact that you're telling me that Baal Keri has a shear, so he's not in the category of Riyah. So he's in the category of Negiah. So what? El mi'ata yistar beziva. Okay, let's stop for a second. A Zav. Somebody has an emission of Ziva. It's basically the Rambam describes, right? His zera turns different color. It's a disease of some sort. His zera comes out. Fine. So he becomes a Zav. Now he once he's a Zav and he sees even 2 days, he has to wait Shiva Nikim. So he starts counting 7 days, clean days without any Ziva. If he sees a Ziva in those 7 days, start all over again. Let's say he touches a dead mouse in those 7 days. What's the halacha? Nothing. Because it's Negiah. What does Tumah Sheretz have to do with my Tumah? Imagine a Niddah who's counting 7 Nikim, she touches a cockroach, she touches a dead mouse. She's going to start over her Zayin Nikim? Mapitom. No shaykhs. It has to be dam that comes out that ruins is soiser the 7 days. So what about Keri? What about a Zav that sees Keri in the middle of a 7 days? Is it soiser or not soiser? If you're telling me that Keri is only Tumas Negiah, so it should only be as much as touching a mouse. And it shouldn't be soiser. And the fact is, it is soiser. It ruins his days. How many days? Just 1 day, not all 7 days. In other words, if a Zav sees Keri on day 7, he has to wait until day 8 and he goes to the mikvah. He doesn't have to wait 7 full days. Oh, how does that fit in and how does that work? Says the Gemara. Anybody that shichva zera comes out, just like if he saw a ziva, which is different than zera, Rabbi say, it's a different consistency, something else. Just like if he was a zav and he's waiting 7 clean days. What does clean mean? Not to see another ziva. And he sees a ziva, the ziva, what's the English word? Is soiser, it ruins, it cancels, okay? It cancels the 7 days and he has to start all over again. So even if he just sees regular zera, it's soiser. So we know for a fact that zera is soiser. You know why it's soiser? We're talking about a zav. He's a Zav. He just had an emission of Ziva, and he's waiting 7 clean days, and then he sees an emission of Zera. You know what? In that Zera, there's a little bit of Ziva, because he's a Zav. He's still sick, this guy.
Because of Niddah.
Not because of a Negeya, you're right. If it was pure, if I looked in a microscope and I saw it's 100% Zera, he wouldn't be Soiser because it's Negeya. But because in his Zera there's a little bit of Ziva, that's why he's Soiser. So what's the obvious question? The question is, so you're telling me that he's really a Zav. So if he's really a Zav, it should be Soiser 7 days. He should start waiting now another 7 days from that point on.
Not 100%.
So what is it? Is it or isn't it? Is she pregnant or not pregnant? It's either yes or no. You have to say better. Says the Gemara, Elamata Tistas Kol Shiva, Alamatanya Zoistoris Hazov, Maziva Soiseres, Ashich Zera Soiser. We're just building up that Zera is only Soiser for 1 day. You don't have to start the whole 7-day count. Imaziva Soiseres Kol Shiva, Ashich Zera, Nami Soiser Kol Shiva. No, Tamad Loimar, Litoma Ba, Elcha Ba, Elamasha Amur Ba. When we're talking about Zera, just like a Balkari is only tummy for 1 day, so too his stira is only for 1 day, not for 7 days. But at the end of the day, in the Zera, he has Ziva. So why isn't it Tzaiser 7 days? Says the Gemara, Omar Leik, Zeres HaKosavi. That's the only answer you can get out of this. You can't say it is and it isn't. He's 100% the Zav. But the Torah tells me, Ziva Gemur Zera. If it's a pure Ziva, then it ruins it and he has to start all over again. If just you're worried that there's a little bit in there, okay. The answer is it's Xeris HaKosav. There's no better answer. If you can't get out of something, he says Xeris HaKosav, finished. It's not logic. If you're talking about logic, then the Ziva inside the Zera, it should ruin the whole thing, start over 7 days. Who said that? Rabbi Kornbluth? Oh, Mr. Kornbluth. Or I like to say the Gra. The Gra. It's the Gra.
They keep saying that all the time.
Boy minei Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Chanina, Rabbi Lazar. Dam yovish mao. If a woman, stam, a general question, if a woman expels a solid piece, is that considered blood or not? What's the shaila? It says in the pasuk, it's dry. Ki yozuv zoiv dama. It says in the Torah, it flows out, and this obviously didn't flow out. Ad the made of dayevlei until it flows. Lachin, it has to be moist. Yovish light. The Torah is just saying, talking like humans, like people, or like the regilos. 99% of the time, it flows out. So the Torah said it flowed out, not the Torah was makbid on a flow. And in fact, that's what the Gemara says. We learned it says mefurish that the dam of a niddah is metame even if it's yavish, even if it's dry. No shaila, right? Omalei, that's not a good proof. Rashi points out very good. If we're talking about a corpse, human corpse was once upon a time moist. So obviously we're not talking about something that started out dry. So dam has to be like the corpse. It says dam in basar. So dam started out moist and became solid. But that wasn't our question. If it came out moist and then turned into a solid form, of course she's a niddah. If it's similar to a corpse, that wasn't our shayla. Kikamubayli, what was my question? Yovish mikara, it emerged from the uterus dry. Is she tummy or not?
Still must have been at some stage liquid.
We don't care about where it was created. We're talking about when it comes out of the uterus. It was created in terms of our creation. When is this dam? When it comes out of the uterus. Before what happened on the genetic level and the molecular level, I don't care how it was some sort of form.
Before it became solid, it was liquid in the uterus.
But that's not for us. We only consider dam once it comes out of the uterus. Of course.
You don't know.
No, we know. I'll give it to him. If you stick a needle in there and you'll look at with the scope, of course it was liquid. But that's not important to us. For us, dam was created when it comes out of the uterus.
We want to know at the time it came out in uterus.
I wonder if that's a question.
No, but Mr. Kornbluth, we don't care about what it physically is. We care about halachically. Halachically, we only care from the point of the uterus on. When does a woman become tummy? Once it leaves the uterus, even if it doesn't emerge from her body. In other words, the point of birth for this dam is coming out of the uterus, not when it was actually created. Of course, it was created liquid.
You might have to slow down. You look at the clock.
Yeah, I have to slow down. Yeah, you're right. Shkoyach. So give me the warning. 2 minutes. There's a 2-minute warning to the end of the daf. To the end of the moment. Says the Gemara. Hanami tenisua. Okay, but even your... Could you call him quickly, please? Because he's going to call right back. Why is my phone not off? That's the shayla.
Send him the link.
You go like that and put it on moon, whatever.
Turn on Do Not Disturb. Reading.
How do you do this? Wow. That's not working. Oh, here. Moon. Down.
You got your 10 minutes for them on the
Oh, you exactly. He asked for it. Yosef, you opened up your mouth too quickly. Okay, fine. Honami tenisua. Hamapeles kimin klipo, kimin saro, kimin offer, kimin yav chushim adumim. If a woman miscarries something red that resembles a peel, resembles a hair, dirt, some bug, tatelamayim, she should put it into water and see. If it dissolves, she's tummy. That means we're dealing with the dam niddah. So what do you see? You see that it's dam, even though it was like dirt. It was dirt. It says came out like dirt. What does dirt mean? Dry. Dry as can be. That's how it came out. Nevertheless, I consider it dam. Says the Gemara, if you're so certain that this is dam, so why do you have to dissolve it and make it liquid again? Omar Rabbo, if it doesn't dissolve, bria b'fnei atzmihi. What happens is you put it in water and it doesn't dissolve at all. Oh, now I'm not dealing with dam anymore. Now I'm dealing with a bria b'fnei atzmo. It's not dam niddah. It's something else. It's a new creation. Where do we see that it's a new creation? In now, it's a very interesting sugya. It's a very broad sugya, and it's nageh halacha l'maisa sugya. Can we rely on a doctor to tell us that this woman is healed, let's say? For instance, if a woman sees dam every time she's with her husband, she can't be with her husband anymore, halachically. A doctor will say, I'm telling you it's healed. Could I be somech on him? Now, question A is, could you be somech on a doctor? He's not a rav. Question B, what if he's a guy? Could you be somech on him? The Rishonim deal with this. And they try to prove from this sugya and from the Yerushalmi, because, says the Gemara, there's two stories, very similar stories, almost exactly the same. Is a woman who had an abnormal thing. She would miscarry red peels. So first they came to the Talmud Chacham. He didn't have an answer. He went to the other Chachamim. And check this out. I don't know how Rabbi Shomrig is going to explain this. I'm sure he has a whole pshat according to his book that he told me. They went and they asked the doctors. The Chachamim, with the Ruach HaKodesh, with everything they had, they asked the doctors, what is going on here? We are certain that she has a wound in her intestines, and that causes her to have these miscarriages. Tosfos Rosh points out that the doctors weren't sure, and the doctor said, listen, we're not 100%, we didn't see it in an MRI, this is what we're assuming, you want to make sure, throw it into water, and if it turns into liquid, if it dissolves, then you're talking about niddah, and if it doesn't dissolve, it's a bria b'fnei atzma. That's why we brought this story. Now in the Yerushalmi, they don't bring this part of Tatel Hamayim. The Yerushalmi just says this whole story and says we can rely on the doctor 100%. Doctor said that it comes from this and this wound. Imagine, without any of these scopes or anything, based on their medical knowledge, it comes from this thing. Chachamim are soymech on it. Fine. That's what the Yerushalmi, from the Yerushalmi's mashma like that. That's why they want to bring a raya from the Yerushalmi. You could rely, you can't rely. These are in the Chuvas Maimoni. It's like from 800 years ago. he brings this whole topic of, well, again, like everything else, machlokes, going back, forth, bring a raya from Shabbos that you can rely on a doctor with the amulet, but maybe daf go over there because there's all three kids, it's a whole sugya. Same story, but
here it's much where you have to go to the doctor.
no. The Chachamim relied on the doctor for some sort of thing, but then they paskin. The question is, could you rely on going to a doctor today, and he says, it's a wound, it's a petza, it's not niddah. I'm telling you, I saw my scope, dam is coming from a different area. It's coming from the aliyah, it's coming, whatever it is. If it's not dam niddah, it could be other wounds that cause dam. And memela, halach l'maisa, she niddah, nothing. She should be with her husband, not be, these are big shilas.
Why does it say tachila mayim? If the blood from somewhere else, why does it say tachila mayim?
Because that's what we're saying. We don't know. The doctors weren't certain. Tosfos Rosh explains they didn't know for sure. We have a good hunch. This is what happened.
Would not produce child, would produce.
No. Typically, this wound, whatever she has in her intestines, produces some weird thing that looks like a hair, looks like a shell.
Whatever it would produce,
But if you put it in water and it dissolves, then it's niddah. And if not, it's like the doctor said, that's a bria b'fnei atzma, it created a new thing. We see the concept of bria b'fnei atzma, that if you have a wound, it creates a new tzura, nothing to do with dam. So we had ma'isa b'isha shoysim mapels kiminsaros adumos, red, gingy hair. Uva v'sholas abba. Again, they asked my father, v'abba sholach chachamim, and he asked the chachamim the roivim v'amru lahem shuma yesh lo b'sich mina. She has some sort of wart, a mole, right? These moles sometimes grow hairs on them, right? They have these, I don't know what they're called, right? These black little things people have on their bodies. And out of them, a mole, and out of them, a couple of hairs come out. That's what she has in her stomach. Every once in a while, they fall off, and that's what came out. So what do you do? How do you know for sure? If they dissolved completely, there's no hair there, it just looks like a hair, someone made it, she's a niddah. If it doesn't dissolve, so memela, I could tell you that there was a shuma, there's a mole, and this is a bria b'fnei atzma, nothing to do with niddah. From here, no. Maybe the doctor didn't rely on himself. That's what the Tosfos Rosh says.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's a machlokes Rishonim. Tosfos Rosh says the doctor wasn't sure. The doctor gave advice.
Whichever way you say, I don't like Tosfos Rosh. I like the other Rishonim who say that doctors were sure.
Yeah.
The Chachamim didn't accept it and they did their own test.
In our Gemara. And in the Yerushalmi, it doesn't bring this test. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Yerushalmi doesn't bring this test. That we relied 100% on the doctors and we can be soymech on the doctor. That's what these Rishonim are saying. Or, so if you go to Yerushalmi, they relied on the doctors 100%, and now our sugi, they also relied on the doctors 100%, just the doctor himself didn't rely on himself and who told you to do this test. So there's no steer that you can't rely on a doctor. That's why you have this whole sugya. We should never have to come onto this. So we should never have these shilas.
But that's nothing to do with the other argument we were talking about in a bit, whether Chazal relied on science, because that's in theory.
Oh.
Here there's a question, we know
Metzias?
there's two Metzias and we don't know which one it is.
But I'm just saying, you see that the Gdolei Adar, that had Ruach HaKodesh and the Kibim Chayim Mesim, didn't know if this hair came from a mole or not. A doctor was mechadish this thing to them. So maybe they didn't know everything in science. Like, you're assuming they knew everything 100%. Over here it says in Gemara that they went to the doctor. That's all I'm saying.
They learned their science from Torah, but that's theory. But once you try and apply that, and you've got two theories, it could either be this, it could be that they had to go to a doctor.
And then you have the Chazon Ish that was able to tell doctors how to perform surgeries based on Gemara and stuff like that. Fine. Anyways. So you're saying that if you could rely, if there is a doctor and he knows science, and this, you don't rely on, okay. I don't know. Any day. Amr Shlakish. Ubepoishrim, this water that you throw this hair into has to be lukewarm water. Taninami Hachi, pay attention. I want to see if you chap what a lot of people discuss here, just from these words. Again, Rish Lakish says, put it into warm water. Put it into warm water. Reb Shimon Gamliel says, you take spit, you put it on your kitchen, you give it a little crush with your nail. So it's very interesting that in Hilchas Shabbos they prove from this Gemara that roik, spit, is lukewarm. That if you want to know what lukewarm water is, test it out on your spit. Why? Because he says roik. And the Gemara now asks, what's the difference between him and him? all the Gemara should say is, he says you need lukewarm water, and he says spit. It's a different temperature. No, that is not the difference. It's exactly the same temperature. Just one was using pressure, and one is not using pressure. So they want to prove from here. What?
It's also viscerous. It's a different consistency of water.
Yeah.
So it could have extra chemicals in it. Your body produces chemicals which break down things.
But it still means it's the same temperature.
Yeah, it would have to be the same temperature.
They were only.
Just the temperature.
Okay, that's what they want to prove from here. Fine. My benayu, what's the difference between Gamliel and Rish Lakish? Amar Ravina moch al yidei hadchak. If you put a lot of pressure on it, it can benayu that according to Rish Gamliel it would be dam. Awesome, tnan. Kama yishri yosem pashim. Now, there's a halacha by a sheretz that in order for a sheretz to give off tumah, tamid tumah, it has to be moist. And it says over there that if the sheretz dries up and you're not so sure if it's moist or not, throw it into a bucket of water, let it sit there for 24 hours. If it becomes moist again, obviously it never lost its moisture to begin with. If it doesn't become moist, then it's a piece of rock and it's not metama. A sheretz is 24 hours. So what about by Niddah? By this piece that she has, a hair, offer, whatever it is. Do you need 24 hours? Sheretz and avelo, the kushe, sheretz and avelo are hard. It has to go be 24 hours. Avadam. But dam to begin with is a softer material. Maybe you don't need 24 hours. A woman who miscarries 10 minutes for a half almond. This is crazy. I got to slow down. If a woman miscarries something that resembles a fish, so going back to the Mishnah, remember we just talking about if a woman miscarries a mess, a piece of meat, what does Rabbi Yehuda say? She's tummy, even if it doesn't have dam on it. Why? We had either because it's a piece of blood that congealed, or it's not possible for something to emerge from the uterus without it having dam. That's Rabbi Yehuda. Okay, so let's say it's talking about psichas hakever. What about over here? She just miscarried a fish. What about psichas hakever? Omer shlokish ki machlokes shnuya. B'machlokes shnuya v'rabbani. No, of course, Rabbi Yehuda is going to hold by a fish also that she is tamei. The Mishnah doesn't mention it. The Mishnah is just talking about chachamim. V'rabbani. Rabbi Yehuda no. Afilu teima Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda would admit that she's tar. When it's a blob, just a square piece, whatever, a piece of meat, so I could say, logically, it makes sense that it was blood that congealed. It looks like a piece of meat. How are you going to have something that resembles a fish that's a blood that congealed? It doesn't make sense. That would form a form of some sort of animal on its own. It would have to be that it's not dam.
The whole Gemara yesterday, that was the whole thing we talked about, whether it's dam, niddah, or whether it's something that she gave birth to.
Right.
It makes a difference between how long she's tamei or not.
What?
The whole Gemara yesterday.
Oh, you're sitting next to Menachem, so let him deal with you. I said something, I don't know what he said. What did you tell him?
That's what the Gemara is talking about, whether it's dam or whether it's something
No,
else.
yesterday. Yesterday, that was the whole Gemara.
Right, so that's a question over here. What is the difference when it's a fish?
What's the difference between a fish
Well, we just spoke about
or a solid mass that comes out? A chaticha. Chaticha means it doesn't look like anything.
A rock.
A rock comes out. Rabbi Yehuda says she's tamei. A fish comes out. No mention what Rabbi Yehuda says. He doesn't say. Is there a difference or not? Well, it depends. If Rabbi Yehuda is discussing the fact that it's possible that it's dam that became congealed, says the Gemara now, it doesn't make sense that something that resembles a fish, it has fins, it has snapper v'kaskeses, it has eyes, it has a mouth, you're going to tell me this is blood that congealed? What's going on here? If it's a solid piece, it looks like this, okay, this could be blood that congealed, fine. Or, if the shaila yesterday was that it's not possible for the uterus to open and let something out without dam coming out, says Rabbi Yehuda, that's why she's tamei. Memela fishy would also be tamei. That's what the Gemara is saying now. But if you say that the whole Shiloh was whether the uterus could expel something from it without even having dam, and Rabbi Yehuda says it's impossible, and therefore she's tamei, so Rabbi Yehuda should have said in the Mishnah that a fish that came out, she's tamei because it had to have some dam with it. Says the Gemara, you're right, there's a mistake. So you have to really read it differently. According to this svara, that it's impossible that it opened up and it expelled the fish without her being a niddah. So you're right, Rabbi Yechon is going to say that according to Rabbi Yehuda she's tamei, and the Mishnah is only saying that she's tar according to Rabbanon. Doesn't mention anything about Rabbi Yehuda. If a woman gives birth to something that resembles an animal, my time of the Rabbi Meir. Why? So Rabbi Meir says, remember, Rabbi Meir says that if it has a zacharos, she has to wait 7 days, and she's telling me 7 days, and then she gets 33 days of tahar days. And if it's in a keva, same thing, 40 and 66. Where did he get this from? But it looks like an elephant. So it's an elephant with a zacharos, she should get 7, and how does it work? Says the Gemara, it's exeris hakasov. Check this out. It says in the pasuk in Bereshis, we just read it. Vayitzer Hashem Elokim mino adam kol chayis hasoda. So by chayis it says the word vayitzer, and over here it says vayitzer Hashem Elokim es ha'adam. So this is called exeris shava. Vayitzer tells us that they're the same. If a woman gives birth, or she miscarries, something that resembles a whale, a shark, some sort of huge sea creature. Look, it says Vayivra Elokim es ha'adam. It says the word bria. Vayivra Elokim es ha'taninim ha'gdolim. I have exeris shava. Vayivra. And what's the problem with that? The problem is that our Mishnah says that if a woman gives birth to something that resembles a fish, she's tar. This is a serious fish, this whale. I messed up here. I told you the end of the sugya, but the question is from this pasuk. It says, Vayivra Elokim. Here, let's just go like this. Let's cover the top part, ignore the top part. That's already like an answer. But it says, Vayivra Elokim, and it says, Vayitzer Hashem Elokim es ha'adam. It says, Vayitzer and Vayivra. What is this called? Exeris shava. Whoa, you just gave me these eyes. It says, Vayitzer and Vayivra. What's the problem? Why is that not Exeris shava? Says the Gemara, Amri, Donim Yitzir Mitzira, Vein Donim Bria Mitzira. You're telling me Exeris shava, the two different words. The words have to match up. My nafkimino. No, they don't have to match up. And we had this many times in Shas. Oh, how many times in Shas do we have it? Wow, very good. How many times in Shas? Anybody? I asked my chavrusa, he told me 11 times. He was right. 11 times. No, I looked it up first, and then I asked him. I thought it's much more. It just seems so... He didn't know. He said karuba kesuma baruba. Used the lashon of the Gemara we just had 2 days ago. Like a blind man could make his way sometimes down the chimney, the sky. Anyways, he guessed it nicely. But because we just had it in Pchayris, Menachas, we had it in all these Mesechus Chulin. It's a big part of it. Anyways, what does it say? It says, oh Tony, you missed that one. You're going to be like Chaim. Yeah. Here's Exeris Shava that has different words. But they mean the same exact thing. So anytime the words mean the same thing, you can do Exeris Shava. Zui Shiva, Zui Bia. Shiva and Bia mean the same thing. He arrived. He came back. Void, Nigmar. But more than that, says the Gemara, I have a real Exeris Shava, a very solid one, called Vayivra and Vayivra. Nigmar Bria and Bria. Says the Gemara, Amri, Vayivra legufei vayitzer lafnuye. But I have to tell you somewhere that Kosh Baruch Hu created them, so the word is not extra. So Memela, these two are extra, and these two will create Gzeir Shava, the vayitzers. Vidani, what? To teach us. It's extra to teach us. Vayitzer lafnuye. Vidanim yitzira mi yitzira. Now it's much better. Now I can learn proper words that match. Vayitzer, rather than learning vayivra and vayitzer. Adarabba, who told you that the word vayivra is to tell me that Kosh Baruch Hu created, and then I have vayitzer to be extra? Lafnu is extra. Adarabba, vayitzer legufei. The word vayitzer is to tell us that Kosh Baruch Hu created man. Vayivra lafnu, the opposite. Who told you which one to learn from? V'dan and bria me'bria. I could still have a very, very good Gzeir Shava, and the words match up. Vayivra. And then what? And then I'm going to tell you that a fish indeed is tamei, not like in the Mishnah that fish is tar, and animals are tahar. These guys that I learned from Vayitzer are the opposite. Let's just do the opposite. Let me get fish in the Gzeir Shava and toss out animals.
1 minute.
Says the Gemara, so now we're going into a sugya of what's the best Gzeir Shava in the world when both words, Vayitzer and Vayitzer, are completely extra. There's no need for them. The Torah shouldn't even said them. Once I have that, everybody in the world agrees that I cannot come up with any excuse, and there's no teretz to the Gzeir Shava. I can't say, oh, man is different than an animal because man has a nose and he has this. You can't do that. There's no answers.
Strong.
It's the strongest Gzeir Shava in the world. What's the worst Gzeir Shava in the world? When they're both not extra. There's even a machlokes, as we're going to see, whether you can even learn a Gzeir Shava like that. And then you have one in the middle, where one of the psukim is extra. Mufna mitzad echad. One of them is extra, not both.
Opposite word to mufna.
What?
What's the opposite word to mufna?
Loy mufna. I don't know. Let's see. So the word vayitzer is extra. On both sides, we have two available words to do Gzeir Shava. Mufna gabi adam or mufna gabi behema. Vayivra gabi adam mufna, gabi tanina meinu mufna. The vayivra, we only have mufna mitzad echad. My mufna gabi behema. Ilay mo midchsiv vayas elihim es chayas haaretz. It already says that Kosh Baruch Hu created the animals. Uksiv vayitzer Hashem elikim min adam k'chayas hasadas. So one of them is extra. Gabi tanina nami ifnuye mafnei. So we have the same problem with fish. T'chsiv ve'is kol remes ha'adama, and that should be fish. Uksiv vayivra elihim es hataninu agdolim. Kosh Baruch Hu created, so one of them is extra. Says the Gemara, no. Remes t'chsiv ha'asam deyabashu. It says mefurish. It's kol remes ha'adama. It's not talking about the fish. It's talking about the creatures on the ground. Says Gemara, just what's the difference if both words are extra on both psukim or just one? Here's Rabbi Shmuel Shita that if there's no extra words at all, you can't learn from it at all. But if only one pasuk is extra, I could still learn from it. It's so strong that there's no answer to it. Here's this chart. We'll show you the chart tomorrow a little bit better. If the Gzeir Shava loy mufna, if there's nothing available to learn, according to Rabbi Shmuel, I cannot learn any Gzeir Shava at all. According to Rabbi Lazar, you can learn a Gzeir Shava, but it's a very weak one where I could give you answers and tell you that's not a good Gzeir Shava. Okay, we'll stop here.